Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94 here, back with another reaction video. Today, we finna react to WatchMojo's downfall keeps getting worse. Bruh, this shit hilarious, bruh. I don't know what WatchMojo been on as of lately, but niggas been on WatchMojo ass. WatchMojo, I don't know what y'all did to the internet community, but they been dragging y'all. I ain't got, like I said, when WatchMojo makes some good content, make some watchable, reactable content, I'm gonna react to that shit. I ain't no big hater or nothing like that. Sometimes WatchMojo be on that bullshit, and sometimes you gotta get on their ass. Okay, y'all be on some bullshit, but you gotta get on their ass. Because sometimes y'all be pulling bullshit out your ass sometimes. I gotta keep it real with you, WatchMojo. But other than that, though, I don't know what y'all did to the internet, but the internet do not seem to like y'all, bruh. But anyways, though, without further ado, let's get right into it.
WatchMojo has been a staple on YouTube since what feels like the beginning. No matter what you're searching for, there's a good chance a WatchMojo video has popped up, and you may have even clicked it. For many, WatchMojo was always the company that posted a high volume of low-quality YouTube videos in a pretty corporate manner. It was something that always existed on YouTube and reminded us of the old days.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 healthiest foods.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down the top 10 movie MILFs.
And up until recently, they've still been doing their own thing and been doing right.
Where that video at? WatchMojo MILFs? I need that. Yeah, I need that, Playboy. Yeah.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
You know
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I need that, Playboy. I need that ASAP. Yeah. Take that bad boy, baby.
I like when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, I'm definitely finna look for that.
Until them, and likely their CEO, made a bunch of bad decisions that have destroyed WatchMojo's PR and possibly the future of their company. So how did WatchMojo go from being one of the biggest titans of YouTube to the laughingstock of the entire website? Well, to understand that, we gotta understand a little bit more about them. WatchMojo was founded back in 2006 by CEO Ashcan with the help of some family and friends. He started with 250K, which is obviously pretty good, but you might be wondering, why would a YouTube channel need all that? Well, the original WatchMojo wasn't how it is today. Originally, they weren't going into YouTube to be a traditional YouTuber. They were an independent media startup that wanted to build their own website where they posted their content on, their own website. A strategy, by the way, that did not work at all, and for apparently the first 6 years, they just lost money. Regardless, though, WatchMojo pushed on. In a 2016 interview, Ashcan mentioned that the situation was so bad that during the early years, he had to take out a second mortgage to pay employees. He even said he reached out to hundreds of venture capitalists in hopes of finding a lifeline, but no one wanted to cover their debt, which apparently was over $1 million. So while their website and most of their business was failing, on the side, their YouTube channel was actually showing some promise. Back in January of 2007, WatchMojo made their YouTube channel, and they posted on it fairly consistently. But back then, it looked a little bit different than what you might see today.
Jeans have become a staple item in every woman's wardrobe. There are so many different styles, cuts, and colors that it's very hard to find that perfect pair. But today, we want to make it easy for you. So we're right here at Parasuco, where we selected the hottest styles in jeans, and we're going to tell you what that label means.
According to TechCrunch, in 2007 alone, WatchMojo's videos were viewed over 13 million times and over 28 million in the next. By 2012, after years of continued growth and success, Ashcan decided WatchMojo should commit further to posting on YouTube since their whole website operation was pretty weak. At first,
I ain't gonna lie, they first couple of videos, it seemed like it was more passion put into them. I like that. I'm gonna have to go back and watch their old shit.
like I said, their content was a bit different. Like they were doing Chicago's top 5 spots or makeup tips, interview tips, and just tons of random stuff, like top 10 viral videos of 2006.
And number 8 on our list is the Ask a Ninja podcast. The candy appeal of having a ninja talk about modern life pop culture thins, combined with the arts of killing people and how much he loves to do so, has made it one of the most popular podcasts of the year.
They even interviewed Ed Sheeran and Ellie Goulding. So for the longest this time, their top 10 videos weren't really like their biggest thing. They were doing all sorts of random stuff like profiles on restaurants or other small businesses and random stuff like that. But what really took off, as you guys probably know, was their top 10 videos. You know, for example, top 10 Naruto characters, which was terrible, by the way, like Hinata at number 9, come on now. Or top 10 hilarious movie sex scenes. Like, yeah, how do you even think of that? Regardless of whether or not you like Ashcan, and by the end of this video you probably won't, he made a good call sticking with YouTube. And after a total of 5 years dedicated on YouTube, WatchMojo finally became profitable, especially after focusing on those listicle videos I mentioned. From 2013 to 2015, their channel grew from 1 million to 10 million subscribers, and the following year they became Canada's most subscribed YouTube channel. Then in the year after that, it was the 35th worldwide largest channel. Basically, WatchMojo was chugging along at full speed with no signs of stopping anytime soon. And while WatchMojo's growth was quick and they became one of the biggest channels on YouTube very fast, it began to slow down and taper off quite a bit. WatchMojo ended up peaking during the mid-2010s, but they did have a lot of staying power. Their growth stalled out for a few reasons, like the overall landscape of YouTube changing and them not keeping up with it, or a lot of people just realizing that their videos were pretty low effort, just spam uploaded. Like if you were ever a fan of a topic WatchMojo talked about, you knew it was bad. Like for example, when I was a kid, I watched a lot of their anime stuff, and in their Naruto video in particular, they called Zabuza Zabuza, and they also said the Sakura and Chio versus Sasori fight was one of the top 5 best fights. Don't get me wrong, that was a cool fight, but top 5? Are you kidding me? That's crazy. But hey, at least Spider-Man likes WatchMojo.
I love WatchMojo.
No. I'm always watching the top 10 things. Always.
Welcome to WatchMojo. Yeah.
That's me. Hey. Oh, no way.
Oh, no
you
way.
narrated it?
You do the,
yeah. Oh, my God.
Can you do the intro for us?
Right now.
Oh, really? Please.
I've never done this in person. Welcome to WatchMojo.
No way. Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
This is so ridiculous.
I love your show.
It was pretty obvious WatchMojo was a channel with employees reading scripts they didn't write or had really no vested interest in. Again though, everyone who used YouTube knew of WatchMojo regardless of if they were still watching or not, and they probably saw those videos in their feed whether or not they clicked. And despite the quality not being the best, they really did crush it in the 2010s. Like all of their biggest videos are from that era. They fully leaned into force-feeding the algorithm with unmatched volume. And what made this especially bothersome was the format. WatchMojo used to upload a bunch of their very recognizable, overly niche 10-minute listicles. But there's only so many things you can make top 10s of, and they got all the ridiculous ones out of the way. So they started doing the same topics with top 20s, top 30s, 50s, etc. Or just super random ones like top 15 Tom Kane voice roles. They also started doing really long videos too, like 1.5 hour long videos, and they even have a live stream going that's just constantly playing their videos. WatchMojo was just spam posting as much as they could, and they continued to saturate their already oversaturated niche. From its inception, WatchMojo has been a company focused on distributing as much content to as many people as possible, which makes sense because by 2019, Ashcan said that 80 to 90% of their revenue comes from advertising, and most of that is probably YouTube AdSense. But when I say as much content as possible, I mean each month they literally push out hundreds of videos, which to this date have totaled over 33,000, and that's probably how they got to 26 million subscribers. The issue though, like I mentioned, is that these videos have very low production value. Like when you think of WatchMojo, you're not thinking of like some super cinematic experience, which is what makes Ashcan's claims of each video costing $2,000 to produce back in 2015 sound pretty crazy. Nowadays though, I'm sure they've gotten the cost down as they upload content across 35 different YouTube channels. Well, you probably know their main channel, WatchMojo.com, and maybe even the female-oriented Miss Mojo or game-focused Mojo Plays. There's a ton of other channels they have for every niche you can imagine, like Brick Mojo or Mojo Core. They even have a page I found called Unveiled that posts stuff like hidden bases and demonic power structures with Richard Sauter. Like they will make literally anything as long as like 2,000 people will watch it.
A good comparison is a channel like More Perfect Union, where their videos may cost thousands of dollars to produce as they're traveling and doing a lot of research and interviewing people, and those videos are going to get a ton of views. WatchMojo does the complete opposite. They put in as little effort, money, and time as possible for each video so they can post at an exorbitant rate. The point is, with most of their revenue being AdSense, WatchMojo is really pushing the limits to maximize that. And this is clearly not a small operation. In 2016, they had 45 Canadian full-timers. Then in 2019, they had 70 across the world. And in 2020, they had 100 full-time employees. So you could say there's a lot of mouths for WatchMojo to feed, which makes some of Ashcan's recent decisions all the more stupid. Especially since before any recent drama happened, WatchMojo, like I said, was just one of those pages that we all kind of just let exist on YouTube. No one really cared. They were just doing their thing, putting out pretty weak videos, and sometimes people would watch them. But after some of the recent comments and decisions decisions from Ashcan, WatchMojo has been getting some crazy backlash. While most of their hate boiled over recently, it has been a long time coming. By as early as 2016 and probably even earlier, there was a distaste for WatchMojo growing in the YouTube community. In an article titled Top 10 Lists That Make No Effing Sense Whatsoever, Luke Winkie expressed early frustration with the algorithmic click miners of WatchMojo. This sentiment continued to grow more and more and eventually was shared by a lot of viewers. Other fans later complained that WatchMojo corporatized fan culture by abusing the use of top 10 rankings and copyright footage. Over time, as WatchMojo continued to exist, their views continued to go down. Aside from a few outliers here and there, the average video on their channel or channel network doesn't get crazy views. So to compensate, it seems they've increased their output to the now 35 channels I mentioned earlier, with many of them posting several times a day. And I can't speak to the financial success of the company with these lower view years, but all of this foreshadowed what was coming. On May 5th of 2026, a YouTuber named Voyan made a video titled WatchMojo's Downfall Should Be Celebrated. In the video, he criticized the channel's content, format, and impact on the platform overall. This video quickly blew up, and it actually got so much attention that WatchMojo themselves decided to comment, a decision that aged pretty poorly. WatchMojo's lengthy comment said, "The day no one talks to you is the day you are irrelevant, so thank you." Starting off with a grammar mistake seems real professional from WatchMojo here. They continued saying, "Okay, never heard of your channel, and I admit I didn't see the video, but a few points." Again, not watching the video, kind of crazy when you want to make some points. Anyway, they said, "In 2006 when we started, we were obviously a bit ahead of the curve. In 2012, when every channel was some vlogger sitting on the couch, we mastered our signature style, and many cried as it looked more like VH1, MTV, ESPN, and not what the vocal minority viewed as YouTube content. The challenge in media is staying relevant, keeping your audience guessing, etc. Companies like BuzzFeed, Vice, Vox, and channels that inspired themselves by us, by their own admission, all came and went. We managed to both keep our OG fans happy and innovate. If by downfall you mean being a survivor, having over 100 full-time employees who earn their living with us, then I will take it." And they continue to say a little more. And at the end, they say, "Haters, envious, jealous people are fuel to our fire." One commenter responded accurately with, "This is like the VG." Whoever at WatchMojo was writing this was clearly upset. But at the end of their comment, they say something interesting, almost promoting their new project, SoundMojo. They said, "As per SoundMojo, again, think of 2012 when the vocal minority whined, and then we got the last laugh," with an article link. When you inspect the article, you quickly realize that it's just them talking about how they're making AI music. I mean, even the graphics throughout the article are AI. The article reads, "Another colleague suggested using AI, knowing that a century before, someone suggested using the electric guitar, and half a century ago, someone suggested synthesizers, and so on. I was initially resistant, but I recognized it could serve as a powerful tool for producing demos," which is kind of crazy to compare AI to electric guitars and synthesizers, but whatever. Then later, they fully let the cat out of the bag when they said, "I believe AI represents the next frontier, enabling artists to experiment, iterate, and create in new ways." And this entire article was written by Ashcan. Also, the commenters on this article had interesting names. Nonetheless, WatchMojo actually responding added a ton of fuel to the fire, and everyone on YouTube was talking about this. And as I'm sure you could have assumed, the response drew even more backlash on other social media platforms as well. But things were just starting to ramp up. On May 31st of 2026, with all of the bad press they already had, WatchMojo decided it was a good time to release a video titled 10 YouTubers Who Made Videos When They Knew They Were Dying, which is obviously super distasteful, and a lot of viewers were upset about this. This isn't the first time WatchMojo has made some distasteful videos, but it was probably the worst time to do so. But it wasn't just the fan discourse that was stirring the pot. There was a lot of creators like Dolan Dark or Jax Films and others who started reporting on the controversy. What made the YouTubers Who Knew They Were Dying video especially bad was the advertisements within the video.
Shortly after, he sadly passed away, causing several video games to honor Bane's legacy.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Check out this single from SoundMojo's album Balance. Classical music reimagined as rock, hard rock, and metal. Check out the full track.
Hey yo! Hey yo! Hey yo, what the fuck? 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 Hey yo, what the fuck?
Technoblade.
And they told me that the reason...
Yeah, that's pretty rough. They were plugging their weird, dramatic AI remix music on this already tasteless video, and there were more ads including another SoundMojo plug, and below that, a list of all the YouTubers' names.
Find the song.
Hey, WatchMojo, y'all should go to hell for that.
Here, then a link to whatever that is. Have you followed any of these channels? Share your memories in the comments below! And this is the worst part. Our countdown includes Technoblade from the Minecraft community, Gaming Critic, Total Biscuit, and they include all of them for the fucking SEO search terms. They really wanted to get Technoblade, Minecraft, and Total Biscuit in there to really maximize the searchability for this.
Advertising AI-made music on a video about dead YouTubers is a terrible idea. But what made the whole situation worse is when viewers started digging deeper to see who was behind all of this. And a member of Jack's Discord found some interesting connections.
Bait, our Discord member that brought this whole thing to my attention, also pointed out that Ashcan has made this similar typewriter metaphor on his personal Twitter account, implying that it's very likely Ashcan himself writing these comments from the Slot Mojo account. I mean, Sound Mojo. Bait also pointed out that Ashcan uses the word wankers in his tweets, so it's probably him.
So there's a good chance that Ashcan is the one behind all this keyboard warrior stuff, and it looks pretty pathetic. Again though, things still managed to get worse. On June 7th, Jenna Bain, the widow of YouTuber Total Biscuit, who was featured in the video, tweeted a response where she said, "My late husband Total Biscuit being mentioned in a monetized lazy listicle video by WatchMojo called 10 YouTubers who made videos when they knew they were dying is tasteless enough. Plugging their AI slot music project in it as well, unforgivable. You should be ashamed." This tweet went very viral, as you can imagine, and people of course were very upset with WatchMojo. Because of the backlash, they decided to make some changes to the video. First was cutting out the Sound Mojo ad from the video as well as the description. Then they changed the tags from hashtag Technoblade, hashtag Edsworld, and a wild hashtag Terminal to hashtag Cancer, hashtag Inspiration, and hashtag Minecraft. Hashtag Terminal just blew me away. I can't believe they did that. Then WatchMojo replaced the rest of the description with this: 100% of the proceeds from this video will go to our charitable initiative Mojo Gives, which donates to charities including colon cancer. Of course, colon cancer was the type of cancer that Total Biscuit had. And they topped all this off with a scrambling apology pinned in the comments saying, "Hi, please know that we made the changes requested of us to our description and pinned comment as we recognize the unintended and accidental insensitivity. We do listen to and take all feedback seriously. We have also removed our music channel promo from the video as we recognize and understand the feedback and agree that this was not the appropriate video. We can and do get things wrong, and we really and truly appreciate it when you let us know about an oversight, mistake,
Bro, this is something you should have knew off the rip.
WatchMojo is still being torn to shreds. At this point, WatchMojo's brand is at an all-time low. Even Wikipedia describes their content simply as a very high volume of short videos with low production costs. But nonetheless, as of now, the WatchMojo YouTube channel has 26 million subscribers, they've made over 30,000 videos, and have almost 19 billion views channel-wide, which despite massive volume averages out to about 600k views per video. And while in reality that's not the case because of outliers, their impressive amount of views is undeniable, especially considering that's just one of their many channels. I'm saying this all to say that despite the controversy, WatchMojo and their other channels probably won't be going anywhere. They clearly are making enough money to sustain themselves and keep going, otherwise they wouldn't still be posting, unless they're just losing money again, which I don't think they are. And the reason is because there will always be, at least for the foreseeable future, people who consume this sort of content, whether it be older people or kids or people who don't know that there are better YouTube videos out there, or maybe people who don't care. Regardless of who it is, there will still be people who are watching these videos. I think I can back this claim up by the amount of people who are watching AI videos. It's actually absurd how big some of those videos get. And I think as long as people are watching that, they'll also be watching WatchMojo. The thing about content corporations like these is there isn't a face or name that has been tarnished by all of this drama. Unless you count Ashcan, but no one really cares about him or knows much about him anyway. Instead, a YouTube page and all of its branches is the thing or the entity that is getting the flack. And it's not like most people who cared about this drama were probably watching WatchMojo in the first place. I think if you're internet savvy enough to care about the drama and stuff going on, you probably are internet savvy enough to watch better videos. The only thing that WatchMojo is really at risk of is getting destroyed by copyright. They've already faced a fair share of copyright strikes, and in every case they've argued against them citing fair use, but these excuses didn't always work. As in 2013, WatchMojo was temporarily taken down altogether following a handful of strikes. But again, this is really the only thing that I think could kill them. WatchMojo will continue the quantity over quality approach until algorithms change or they get hit with too many copyright claims. Another company that used to dominate the YouTube landscape and also had a big quantity over quality approach was BuzzFeed. Not only did they dominate YouTube, but they were all over the entire internet, especially back in the mid-2010s. But nowadays, it seems like they've completely fallen off, and it's to the point where they're even using AI to write their articles. So if you want to learn more about BuzzFeed and their downfall, make sure to click the video that's on screen.
Alrighty, man. I'm just gonna about do it for this one. I hate to admit it, but I'm still gonna be one of them people that's gonna be watching WatchMojo videos. If they put out some good content, we gonna watch it. But I must admit, what they did right there in that one video was fucked up. That's a terrible fucking video to plug your AI. Hell no. That was distasteful as fuck. Watch Mojo, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. But anyways, though, they keep getting their ass whooped. Boy, I see where y'all getting y'all ass whooped online. I ain't know what y'all was doing. I knew the comment. I did a video on the video where they commented and shit, but I ain't know they was doing all this extra shit. Nah, brother, y'all deserve y'all ass whooping. Y'all deserve that viral ass whooping that y'all getting right now, because that was ridiculous. Why would you do that? That was very distasteful. You should have knew that off rip, not to do that. But I digress. But anyways, though, they're just gonna about do it for this one. I'll see you on the next video. Till then, deuces.